And I opened the notebook and I said, what do you want to say me today? And they write me in the light language and said me about the war in Israel and when the change of investigation will finish. And you and all the people that sound this record can
And I would like to welcome to the show Shani, who is
yes.
a spiritual life coach. Hi, Shani. I'm glad for you to be here.
Hi, thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, what were you doing before your spiritual awakening? Well,
Wow.
I just remembered that you said you remember before you were born. Is that part of it, or?
I believe that I was a spiritual life coach since I was born because my journey started when I was 11 years old by mistake. My parents saw TV news and told about the terrible situation in the government in Israel, and I asked my mother a childhood question. If you feel this is bad, what you and another communities in Israel didn't do something. And she said me, she told me, so Shani, you can do. And I try to do, and I try to channel another kind of leadership system according to love, respect, and communication. And when I was 15 years old, I started to do lectures about it.
Oh. So, tell me more about it.
Wow. So, so I believe that all of us came to this world about specific mission that we need to fulfill here. And we have a specific program that our soul built for us. I called it a life lesson, the gap between what we want and what we need. And when we fulfilled this gap, we built a specific belief system that match us to to our task. We I don't know how to call it. I can say we we practice the capacity. We practice the capacity of the spiritual energy. And when we are finished our life lesson, we are arrived to a level of remembrance. And our soul can enter with their full version on their body, and we can do our tasks together. I know a lot of people in this situation, don't specific in Israel, but all over the world. And I believe this is the main problem of our world because we forgot who we are. And when we remember who we are, the fear, feeling that we learn how to feel, something that we don't know how to answer, so we adopt a norma from the society. All of this will be canceled when we know who we are. And who we are, I don't mean about specific mission like I'm a doctor, I'm a teacher, I'm a healer. I heard a lot of people that say I'm a healer. I mean, you have a specific knowledge that your soul prepare for you to this life part, and you can use it, and you know this word, you know what is the authentic and the best way to give it, to realize it, to give it to another people and influence for love to this world. And this is the main idea of my suggestion to how to manage this work.
That's beautiful. So my next question is like, when did you start receiving guidance and in what forms?
Wow. Since I remember myself, I remember myself a child like 2 or 4 years old. Uh, write light language codes and write some things and solve for my sister and my friends. It's a part of my life since I was born.
Also, technically, you're born remembering, right?
Yes.
But do you encounter your guides, any spirit team, anything?
Uh, I have a specific structure that I believe that all the infinite looks like. I I specifically don't use the name of guide or guidance and so on, because I believe that we are in collaboration here. My soul learned from me according to I learned from her. So I said being or soul or or capacity or something like that in specific element. I can talk, for example, yesterday I wrote a knowledge about how to do an authentic want, an authentic purpose by the responsibility of the element fire. They used by name for my feeling, make it smaller than is it. So I try to be more collaboration that I can.
Oh wow, that's cool. So what do you call this? So tell me more about how you develop energy technologies for
Uh,
medicine and building devices, balances energy.
so I focused my healing for a magnetic field and the magnetic field healing. I believe that the magnets that we know is like a stick and don't like a real magnet, because the magnet don't need to stick. It makes the energy feel like home, and place in the body or in our emotional that the energy there don't feel like home. This is the place that need heal. So I believe that heal is the opposite by our consciousness, because so the first level that I try to do is to make people focus on another things according to the healing process. I try to focus their mind on specific consciousness part and try to focus the healing process without the consciousness of the person. And the second level, so I use in electromagnetic field, like a magnet field that the person born with. I saw it and I copied with the dimensional models. And I copy something like your background before. This is the second reason that I liked it. Um, I copy it and I try with the eye movement to guide the people to follow the movement, like the authentic movement that happened in this place before. If I see, for example, if you want, I can send you and you can edit. But if I see, for example, that a pain head look like this, and before the head started to pain, it's look like this, I will guide the person to follow with the eye movement, and I believe that I see some don't enter, so outer things from inside to outside, and if they will follow with the authentic way, they will outside from their intuition the same way. So I use like this in many kinds of models of energetic bodies. I'm doing it with magnetic field that I saw since I was born, and I help people to build another kinds of healing, like the specific bodies that they use. For example, if I see that someone has a problem with their history or their emotional part, I will appear in their model the second part. And if I will see the problem with the connection between the people and their soul, I will use by the eighth body, all the body and their system.
That's cool. So so you technically you see the bodies themselves?
Yes.
Oh wow. Even the auric fields and everything.
Yes, in my experience, I have this glass because of it. It's not a looking glass. It's a graduation glass because I must have to protect my eyes always.
So when did you start healing? When, because I know you awakened earlier, so but when did you start practicing?
Uh, I remember myself when I was 7 or 8 years old, try to train people in my school to see without glasses or to improve their ability of skills. I believe that you can heal something without a problem part. You don't need a pain to heal something. You can improve your skills and your abilities, whatever you want. So since since I was child, this was my ideology.
That's cool. So we what's happening in the world today? Where do you think the world is heading?
Wow, I so like this question because this is my main job. Before 5 months, something like that, I convert my I did it in Israel on the spiritual part and spiritual life coach, and before 5 months, I convert my business to English because of what happened in the world. Since the COVID pandemic, the world the world has a soul, exactly like us. And the investigation is the same like life lesson. If I pass my life lesson, the world change investigation. Uh, what I have and what I need is a two situation that change always. And this was the life lesson, if I use the language of persons, and the investigation of Earth. And in the COVID pandemic, it changed from this life lesson, from these two timelines. I don't know how to call it. Two timelines between what I have and what I do. It changed to creation from infinity. We don't depend anymore about a material to create something. So if I don't depend, I don't need a specific stones to heal or specific method to heal or specific knowledge from the outer reality to understand something about myself. I have all the sources of knowledge inside me, and we need to hold it. We need to look for something that will heal us, person that will explain us what happened, and so on. And what happened in the earth is the change of this life lesson between I want to be brave, I don't want to fear. I want to improve my business, I don't want to lose money. Between these two gaps, between this dualistic to the creation from infinity. And all the holdings, all the deep needs to hold something, to know how and what happened and what will be appearing in my next situation is cancelled. It's not option anymore. This is the main reason about the difficulties that people have. Uh, I can explain about it many things. You can ask whatever you want.
You can continue to expand on it if you want.
So the creation from infinity, if I can reference it to the elements from the what is my ideology about creation, this world, the earth, is a ground world. We explore here the souls that want to be here is explored by realize and explain and be who you are and authentic part. This is the main ideas of the ground element. But the sky, the infinity, the change of investigation came from the element of sky. Skywards, like the groundward, they explore creation, creativity, how to do one things in many kinds of way, and so on. And the enter, if you can see it in the energy layers, you can see the enter of the sky to the ground. The connection between the sky and ground, this is the new life lesson about our earth. And all of us is the layers of this earth. And we can use it on our mission in this world. You can help the earth.
So you said you had a remembering before your birth again. So what is the true nature of soul?
So I have a system that I know that soul have like a process before she was born. Everything starts with the infinity. The soul, some part of infinity caught by them to experience themselves in another infinite way. This part caught and decided what to do. If he wants to do a life parts like us, to be humans, is one option by infinity option to do an exploration. And it's a fun fact that 2% of the infinite souls chose this option. So it's an option for a brave people and brave soul. And another kind of option, and she has a free choice between free goals that present this part of creation. One of them is the gods that hold the being of create yourself. If you will choose this god, you can create your vision, and during your exploration, you will write what is the main idea of your soul. This is the tiny word that I know, because many souls want to know what is the main exploration of him. The second option is our word, is research by layers. All the layers, consciousness, unconsciousness, to be awareness, all this question is a type of specific word that we are explore, and we can choose it and choose element inside it. The second level that we will talk about it is to choose an element. And the third option is to choose a subject. A subject don't like colors or emotional and so on. A subject, it means I want to shine my knowledge. I want to shine my intuition. What I want to shine, and to find the direction to shine it longer that I can. This is the third one. And after that, the next level, according to the word we chose, is to choose an element. We know the four famous elements here in this world. We know fire, ground, water, and air. I know that we have here I called it Bereshit word from the Bible. We have 8 elements. We have ground, fire, air, water, sky, vibration, 2 kinds of vibration actually, and light. I believe that without space and time, the 8 is not an amount. It's like wow, it's like value. The value 8 is not the amount 8, because the amount is appear only here in the earth. So we can choose an element and choose a specific kind of practicum that we want to do in this element, because I'm from a light element, and I chose to do a life part with the earth world. If you promise me to give an example about you, you're from the sky world, and you chose to do a life part with the fire world, and after that you choose to come here to the earth world. So this recept of different life paths, if we chose it, we can speak about it a lot with many kind of investigations that souls can choose, and we will got a vision. A vision is a part of your soul's job. In this level, your souls have job. You can heal people, heal souls that came from life paths. You can be a teacher from a souls that want to be in a life path. You can collect knowledge for the air element, infinite kinds of jobs, and your source cut specific kind of their job and say, I will give it to you, but you need to prepare yourself to do it here in the limit material world, in limit material body, in when you forgot who you are. And before it, I will give you a gaps, two kind of gaps. We called it life lesson. It's list of lessons and subjects that I want to explore here, without a moral part, because I can explore pain and I can explore happiness and fear and many kind of exploration. This is a life lesson. And the human lessons is a part of it about gaps between who you are and who you want to be. Something like if you feel brave, but you have a fear instinct, how you can overcome this fear instinct to be more brave. And this can look like dualistic part, but if you control of two sides and don't open another gap between them, you will pass this human lesson and don't open another one. When you finish all this part, your soul will enter to your body. We came here to part of the soul, not all the soul. And after this, your soul will enter to your body, you will be one. And when you will be one, you will be in a remembrance level, and you can decide what is the authentic way when we started this conversation, what is the authentic way to realize your job here, to fulfill your missions.
That's cool. I heard that when you are, it's like other than love, I think the higher vibe, the most highest vibrational emotion, not really emotion, or thing that you can
Sense.
do is
Let's call it
be
sense.
I'm not sure. The highest vibration or frequency, maybe, I think, is
Okay.
being authentic. It's higher than
Okay.
love, technically. So being authentic to your true self is technically makes you vibrate and frequency higher. So that just throwing it out there. So
I little bit agree with you. I want to make sure about our definition about the word, because I believe that if you feel authentic and you can follow your heart, you can fulfill a lot of life lessons. But when I say vibration, I believe the inner sources about knowledge that you didn't know you have. I can give you an example. Yesterday, I asked my friends to answer a question about themselves, but in Chinese. She didn't know Chinese language, but she decided to try. And I opened Google Translate with the funny exploration and asked him how old she is in the Chinese language. And she never listened about Chinese. And she said the specific age, according to Google Translate, in Chinese. We were in shock. She didn't know Chinese ever. And I said to him, how did you do it? And she said, I don't know. I just stopped to looking for my outer knowledge according to specific knowledge that I have. And when we stop to to search outside, we can find a lot inside. So I totally agree with emotional part, but I know from my knowledge from from soul's world that the emotional part is the way like science when we drive. The heart rule is to follow on the science to know what is our authentic desires. And when I find my inner sources, my souls, my feelings, my emotional, everything work automatically. I can I can give you a I have many associations. I'm sorry, please feel free to stop me if I talked a lot. But I have a more association. Many clients in my job ask me if I pass my life lesson, if I'm in a process to be more authentic than myself, like you said before, and they say, but I don't feel good. I feel uncomfortable. I feel pain. I have pain in my heart. What is the connection between to pass our life lesson and to be fine with ourselves? And I say this is the main problem of the spiritual development here. We are not from psychological world. We don't need to make people to feel good. We need to make people to do a self-development. I'm doing a lot of jokes and funny with my job, but I said this is a material, this is not the main purpose. When I want to feel good, I must have to know that my life lesson started at the point that I believe my security. The main system of beliefs that I feel security, this is the start of my life lesson.
That's nice. So, do you had an experience where, because your intuition is now, I know when you start getting guidance, it's sometimes when you merge with your guides already or your spirit team, they become your intuition. That's what you're doing right now because you're knowing it already what to do next. Is there a time that you get a guidance, like an intuition, like you have to do this, but you're hesitant to do it, but you did it anyway? Then after that, it was a wonderful experience. Do you have something like that?
Wow, wow, I have a lot of funny stories. um, I can choose for you an example story. Uh, Before 4 years, wow, 4 years. Uh, it's you can see it like a little stories, but I believe that this is an example for anyone. They can listen it and don't say I was born remembrance. I want to use my intuition now. I can give you two examples and let's do it. So before 4 years, I got married. It was 2 weeks before the COVID pandemic came to Israel. And my mother said, when we was in the place that we chose, let's please do it for me and my husband today. Please do the marriage in March because February is soon. And I said no. I I don't know how we will do it, how we will be ready for it, but I will marry it in February. And she said, we need more months, we need to practice. It's a lot of organization from the Jewish married. And I said, no, I want in February. And we will married in February. And after 2 weeks from we married, all the places for married in Israel closed and the COVID pandemic started. And when we went to the travel after the wedding, I say to my husband, wow, it's a present that we didn't married in March, because if we married in March, the place will be closed. We cannot marry after it took 2 years to open it again after the COVID pandemic in Israel. So this is a small example, but I can explain it in another way, because I believe that I don't. The main idea of the beingness that I talk with them is not to ask him what must have to do. My agreement, I have a specific agreement with them that we have details from our conversation. I want to know from my intuition, from my personal being, and not from my soul's being, to know whatever happened, what to do. But their subject, their jobs, is to lead me to do whatever I want to do, and to be more practice to the specific day that I will change things in the world system. I want to be stronger, because any more thing that I know about myself, that I know the numbers of life parts that people have, and my life parts is one. This is my first time in a body, not like a soul. And I say that I want to close the gap between my knowledge and my experience. I don't have a lot of experience. I'm a young soul. I don't know how to close it. And this is my main idea in the agreement with them. So them subject, the purpose that I gave to them is to lead me to close this gap according to my free choice. Don't give up to get more experience. And I met a lot of young souls that asked me this. Don't give up to close this gap, but share my knowledge whatever I can and wherever I can. Because the second option is I have a routine all the night, 20 minutes, something like that, before I'm going to sleep. I open a notebook, all my channel doing by notebooks. I have a lot. And I open the notebook and I say, what do you want to say me today? And they write me in the light language and said me about the war in Israel and when the change of investigation will finish. And you and all the people that sound this record can read it in my website. I have a blog that I upload 3 or 4 times per week. I upload their guidance and what they recommend to do, what is the collective life lesson that we passed now, and so on. And this is my routine before I am going to sleep. But many times, this is my main example, that many times when I'm going to sleep, they say, no, it's not all. We need to continue. But I sleep. But I know that they must have to continue. And I have a place in my home that I build a structure, a magnetic field structure, like stones or drawing or so on, that I can find their surprises in the night. The main story is one time when they asked me about vitamins and minerals, because I had a client that asked me, I have a cholesterol problems and I try to eat less cholesterol, but it's not changed. And they said me, the cholesterol investigation is a limit and anarchy. So, and let's learn what is the main investigation of the source of vitamins. All the vitamins have also source. So I wrote about the vitamins and the medical researches that can support me in this level, because it's a little bit afraid to don't base in this specific change of word. We need the investigation of researchers. And when I woke up in the morning, I found in my place that they stay their surprise for me, many kind of oils like this with vitamins and their investigations. Vitamins oil with their investigation inside. So I I was very pleased about the surprise, and I use it all my jobs today, and I learn people how to do it themselves because it's not a magical power about me. Everyone can do it.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
The thing that I had in similar is that they throw stones at my house. It's crystals per se, and I don't even know about it. It's always my son who always founds it. It's like, hey dad, I just suddenly found this rock. Oh, I said, oh, that's a weird rock. And it's
Wow.
not a common rock, and it's part of my higher selves because one of them is a crystal dragon. So
Wow.
it's all good. So now because you're talking about health, so let what is the relationship between health and spirituality?
Wow, I like this question. You talked about about stones before, and I this is my habit. I also collect many kind of strange stone. I have, if you know the name of them, I have this fluorite that can answer you this question because she has a, like, if you can see it, like a point here. So I use it to example it a lot because the connection between health and soul, for my eyes, is not exist. The healthcare is a result by a belief in a lake. If we believe in a lake, if we believe that we have something that upset us, we need the health. We need the healthcare. We need to lose our pain. We need to know what is the price to lose our pain. This is a connect to our life lesson. But our spiritual world don't need it. It doesn't need it because the health is a base situation there. The health is not, don't be in a pain motives in a pain situation. The health is to know how to become your body feel free enough to heal themselves. Because our life together, I wrote an article about it. Our human being in these times, it don't belong to the nature. If you will stop the electricity, the computer, the technology for all the people all over the world and put them on the nature, most of them will be died. We sit between 6 to 8 hours from the in front of the computer. We eat something that we don't need to eat. We have a lot of unmatching between us to our nature. So for my side, to be a healthy person is to match our body's ability, our physical body and our eight energetic body to what their destiny is, what he was born to do. We didn't born to pain, to be in the same place a lot of hours. We were born to move, to do, to feel. Many people feel that they close their emotional and they don't have a permission to out it. So I believe that health without pain background is a connection between what we need to do and what our permissions do.
Very well said. So because you're in that part of the world that I'm not sure what's really happening and on that timeline. So I won't even try to guess because I don't want to manifest it in my timeline. So how can we find peace in uncertainty and turmoil?
Wow. peace lesson. The fight between our emotional part and our brain's part is according to our areas. I can tell you the story, and I believe that it will it will give you more perspective about your question. Because when we were born, we born with three areas: brain, heart, and intuition. When we were a child, between 5 or 6 years old, people got their mind, and their mind uh, explained them. We don't have enough materials to realize what you want. You have a lake, and so on. And when you start to believe it, you have a two option with your brain and with your heart. If your heart believes that specific emotional can guide you to your authentic or something that you want, and it's authentic, your heart will feel it. And if your heart feel a lake, your mind will feel it, and you can explain many feelings that you didn't born with them, like belongingness, and like shame, and like embarrass, and so on. And you didn't born with this feeling, but you use it to explain the lake. Same like the brain. If your brain areas that their rule is to solve a problem, know how to solve this problem, you he will solve it. But if he don't know to, he doesn't know to do it, he will solve it by the explanation why this problem is not a solvent problem, and he cannot solve it. And when the brain do it, he decide to use by criticism and judgment and something that we didn't born with, but we use it to explain what is our born areas. They don't know what to do. So I believe that the connection between our inner areas explain everything about peace, because the peace is that everything in our place. I can give a permission to my heart to feel, and the brain to solve a problem, and I know that everything that I will enter to my brain will become a problem, and so on.
That's nice. So before we end, I have some quick questions. So what do you think the meaning of life, or technically the human experience?
Universal love.
That's nice.
Quick answer.
There you go. So tell me more about all of your offerings or future offerings, or what you're trying to give service of to the humanity.
So I believe that people can that want to do a spiritual development with me can choose their fast, their options, and the main idea is don't be dependent with me. I mean, they can send me a mail with their full name and the problem they want to solve, and I will send them their life lesson to do in their home. They can do a video meeting with me, and I will explain and fill with them their life lesson, and will answer them about specific their soul's journey, how much lifetime they were here, what is their life purpose, and about the collaboration with them. And they can also enter to my website and fill the free quiz about what is my life lesson, and get the result in a real time. And they can choose do it with me and know with me and feel free. I believe that the email channeling is the main service to start with them, because they can get a document about all their soul's journey and what they can do from the moment they got it, to start to pass their life lesson, be one with their souls. I have also complicated services after that with from the next level, like a life lessons book that I copy as a part of the vision that you wrote with your soul before you were born, and many kind of services that I try to do how much best that I can to match it to the customers. Before 2 years, I didn't do video meeting, and many customers asked to do it, and I did it. So we are community and born together, and it's many difference of it.
Okay. So what will be your message to little Shani if you can go back in time?
Wow. Be who you are, stay child, and don't be depend the years that over. If you are 10, 11, 12, and so on, stay child. This is the main character of your personality. Stay child. This is your tasks in this world.
Nice. So where can people find more about you and the good work that you're doing?
My website is the main part to find me there. Shani Baharazulay, you can write my name in Google, shanibaharazulay.com, and you can find them. All the services, my blog, the life lessons quiz, and so on.
Okay. Any parting messages for the audience?
Yes. My messages. Wow. I don't know where are you in our beautiful
I'm
globus.
in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, so I'm in Israel now, but I will be
Yeah.
in near to Canada in the summer.
Wow.
And I know that all the places in our world, uh, they have another investigation. It's not something we have a reason that I born in Israel, you born. I don't know if Canada or whatever, whenever you born, but keep your universal love in difficult times we are. Keep your universal love. This is the power of our humanity, and we don't depend in specific fear or governments or so on. We can keep our universal love no matter what.
Beautifully said. So I would like to thank Shani for being in the show. It was an
Thank
honor
you.
for you to be here. And with that, we're ending the show. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.